Okay, so the point of having all of this assessment data ready to go with our students here and having our single student data here is to be able to report on their progress. And so what we normally send out is our progress report right here. So this is a template of what a progress report would look like. Most of it is going to be the same information for every kid, doesn't really matter. You know, all the words that aren't in little curly braces, but then there's going to be some information that's personalized for the kid that has to go into this. So for example, we'd have everyone's going to get an individual name. We'd have FastBridge scores for each student and fast percentile. Normally you'd be copy and pasting all this in, but we have all of this data. It's in our spreadsheet right here. So for Joan, I have Joan's name. It's just right here. For Joan's FastBridge score, it's here. I would just be taking copy and pasting it in here. So what I want to do is have a system where I don't have to copy and paste all that data into this progress report. I can just click a button, then copy and paste this progress report into wherever I'm putting that to send out with all their individual data. So here's how this works. I go and I have this other form that is going to order my progress report. Now my first form here is the assessment data. This is where the data is going into the spreadsheet from, and it's going to be, you know, they took a FastBridge reading test, and then I would put in the data that they had from that test. But now I want to order a progress report. So I'm going to go to preview. I'm going to pick Joan because she has all of her data filled out here. So we want to be able to take all of this information, put it in for Joan, and then get a progress report. So I'm going to click submit. I can see that on my form, I just had this get submitted. It's going to pull over all of that information for Joan into a new row, and then this information should get put into my template into a different folder. Now sometimes it takes a little bit to get there. Let's see. This folder is actually finished progress reports right here. So here's one that I had from Susan. I submitted this one at 11:15 and it was modified at 11:18. So that was this one right here. So it should take us just a bit for Joan. I'm going to pause the video while we wait for Joan's progress report to show up here. And you can kind of see that Susan's, I opened this one up. I was waiting for Joan's to show up. You can see that Susan's, you know, if we look at her data here, whoops, 567 with a FastBridge percentile of 56. She doesn't have an F&P level, so that'll be interesting to see how that works. We've got 567. And our FastBridge reading percentile was 56. So you can see it threw that right in for the correct spots. And then since we didn't have an F&P level, it leaves that one blank. So that is the one issue with this, is that if you don't have the data, you can't really put it into the progress report. So you got to make sure that you have everybody's. So there's Joan's. That was, it took about, I feel like it took longer than that, but it took about 2 minutes to generate her progress report. So we've got Joan's. Scored a 456 on our most recent FastBridge reading test at 67th percentile. And then you could go through and change this progress report however you wanted to, just adjust the template so it works out with whatever it is. But that is how the automatic progress report generating works, using that last spreadsheet with this one. And there is instructions for how to make a copy of the spreadsheet and then how to set up the automatic progress reports right here if you'd like to do that.